Sorry, everybody. I was kind of tired. It's currently 6:40ish in the morning, and I just barely woke up. So sorry about that long yawn in the front. Anyways, today is another deck tech, and the majority of my videos are deck tech. So don't expect anything less or more from me as of yet. But anyways, it's JJ, also known as Bion King, here on YouTube, and yeah. So sorry it took me a while to upload again, and I gotta be kind of quick with this because I am back to using my phone for a while. I mean, not for too long, but currently my tablet is not dead. It's just its charge is low. It's at like 5%, and I don't want to risk uploading a video then. Anyway, today's deck tech is it's gonna be a Pauper video. And I'll put below where we start off at, that way you guys can skip my whole rambling at the front. So anyways, let's get on to our land base. So for our land base, we are running 13 swamps and 9 mountains. So this color combination, if you've seen some of my other videos, at least one, you know it's called Rakdos. So it's black and red. And our theme is kind of weird today, so I was thinking about making this theme a while ago, and then somebody I talked to kind of just made me want to cement it even more, so I did it for their sakes. Anyways, so today's theme is called Devoid. So Devoid is, this card has no color. Now, even though it has a mana symbol up there, like black, this card officially has no color itself. So our 1-drops, we are running 4 of them, is Sludge Crawler. So Devoid, and I don't need to say Devoid because every card in here is colorless. And quick fact for people who haven't played Magic a lot, if there is a card that says everybody sacks all colored permanents they control, well, in the realm of Magic, lands are colorless, but they produce colored mana. Just letting you guys know that. Anyways, so back to our deck. So we got Sludge Crawler. So he is a 1/1 for 1 black. Devoid Ingest. So whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of their library. And then you may pay 2. And if you do, he gets +1/+1. So pay 2 and you get to pump him up by 1. So yeah, and like I said, I just barely woke up, so I don't know why I said Devoid again, even though I said I probably shouldn't. So I'm just reading the cards. And I was going to do this earlier, but I just didn't have time. I was going to search up the prices of these cards, but these decks are cheap. They're like $5. At the most, they're $5. So anyway, let's go on to our next card. We got Coaling Drone. So he's got Ingest, and he's a 2/2 for 2. And we are running a playset of him. So a playset is 4 cards. And then we got Kozilek Sentinel. So he is a 1/4 for 2. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, he gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So basically, have him out on the field. Whenever you cast a spell, he gets +1/+0. So those are our 2-drops, and we're running a playset of both of those. Now onto our 3-drops. We are running Touch of the Void. So this deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and if creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile instead. So basically, it's the Devoid Lightning Bolt, but it also gets the stipulation of exiling the creature, but I shouldn't call it the Devoid Lightning Bolt because it does not cost 1 red. It costs a red and 2 colorless. So that kind of sucks right there, but yeah. Also, let you guys know, if you run a colorless commander deck with like Kozilek or Ulamog as your commander, you cannot run these cards because they still have the colored mana symbol on them. You have to run officially colorless mana cards. So next card, we got Dominator Drone. So Ingest again, and then when he enters the battlefield, if you control another colorless creature, each opponent loses 2 life, and he is a 3/2 for 3. So a black and to generic. And if you're running why we're running a lot of swamps and not so much mountains, it's because the majority of our cards are black, not red. So yeah. Then we got Swarm Surge. So creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn, and colorless creatures you control also gain first strike until end of turn. So we're running 3 of those. You can probably run 1 extra, but I'd say 3 is fine for now. And then we have Complete Disregard. Exile target creature with power 3 or less at instant speed. There is one card that's better than this. It does almost the same thing, except it costs 1 more mana, and you can still do it at instant speed. But instead of it saying exile target creature with power 3 or less, it's basically exile target creature. So it's kind of better in the realms of that, but I didn't have any, so basically this is what I had. And I'll explain at the end of the video, but yeah, anyway, again, exile target creature with power 3 or less. Now, if you are going to be running this deck, this is the one card you do need to have a playset of, just because of how well he works. So, Nettle Drone, 3/1 for 3, so his toughness is kind of but you can tap him to deal 1 damage to each opponent, and whenever you cast a colorless spell, untap him. So basically, after Summoning Sickness is done, you can tap him, deal 1 damage, cast a spell in this deck, untap him, and then tap again. Or better yet, say you only have 1 colorless spell, you tap him, cast that spell, then go to combat, swing in for 3, and you got a card that just did 4 damage to an opponent if they're not running a lot of creatures or not running creatures at all. So that's quite good. And then finally, our last 3-drop is Grave Birthing. So target opponent exiles a card from his or her graveyard. You put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token on the battlefield, and it has sack. Sack this creature, add 1 to your mana pool, and you get to draw a card off of it. So that's kind of why it's in here, is just so you can get the extra card draw. Now, there are some decks to where, if you watched my last video on Pauper, it was basically a lot of graveyard-based things. So, yeah. Now we got Witness the End. Target opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand and loses 2 life. You're running 2 of those because it's a 4-drop. Basically, our 4-drops, we're only running 4 4-drops. And we're only running a pair of each because you don't need to run any more extra. And the other 4-drop is Vestige of Immoral, 3/4 Trampler. So, for 4. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a colorless, Rakdos colorless, or I'll probably just put Rakdos Devoid in the title. Anyways, I said I was going to explain something at the end of the video, and I will. And hopefully my film doesn't cut out before I do, but okay, see that white box right there and that white box right there? So basically both of those boxes hold a bunch of commons and uncommons, and I'm not giving them away. I mean, but basically these decks I build, these Pauper decks, come from my collection. So basically this is what I have on hand when I build these decks, and that's why they're kind of cheap and everything. Like, if you watch some of my videos earlier, you know that I got the majority of my collection from other people. Anyways, yeah. Pauper is quite an easy and fun format. If you're like me and you have a bunch of commons and uncommons, don't know what to do with them. Of course, you can't use uncommons and Pauper. That's called Peasant. And Peasant is basically like Pauper, but you have 5 uncommons to use at the most. But anyways, if you have a bunch of commons and don't know what to do with them, instead of giving them away or something, you could, build a nice little fun Pauper deck to take with you to a local tournament, or if you have it played on MTGO. So anyways, I hope you all enjoy this video and have a great day. Bye.